The city has a much nicer energy to it than it did under Alliance control. It must be due to the chairman returning to her post and the Marquis declaring neutrality. I'm happy to see how things have changed, but this peace came at a steep price. Maybe a walk would do me some good. I'm still feeling kind of down, but maybe spending some time talking with the others will help. I should probably check on Valimar too. I really overworked him yesterday. It might be best to hold off on that until I'm done in the city, though. Bonding points. Dang, 12 again. That's so many. So many. Alright, here we go. What a strange sensation. The idea of moving staircase is incredible, isn't it? True enough. This isn't the only one on the continent either. Zeiss over in Liberal has them too. I wouldn't be surprised if they were introduced. Don't do that! Don't give me that much text to read in 0.03 seconds. I hate that. What's that big structure over there? An orbital generator, apparently. They provide the energy that this town and its factories need to work. I've heard they have plans to make more of them too. Or at least they had plans. I'm guessing they've been put on hold until the Reinford company is fully reorganized again. It's amazing that technology like this actually exists. It's like magic in a way. Rean continued to show Emma around the city, focusing primarily on the things one couldn't find anywhere else. Eventually their tour came to an end and they decided to stop for a rest. Whew, there's so much to take in here that my head's still spinning. Every time I thought I'd seen all there was to see, you led me to something else that was even more incredible. That's the same way I felt the first time I was here. It gets even more incredible when you realize that in a few decades, places that look like this could be the norm. You may be right, especially with the way technology is always advancing. It reminds me of something I read in a book once. It said, technology that is beyond the comprehension of the observer is indistinguishable from magic. That's one way to look at it, sure. But if that is the case, where does it leave witches like me? If people develop new technology, it's embraced with open arms, but our equally convenient magic is feared and heretical. That's why we're forced to live in the shadows, hiding both our existence and our powers away from the people. Is that the only reason we exist? To fulfill duties that nobody even knows about while the world leaves us behind? Sorry, Emma. I never realized you felt that way. No, not at all. I'm the one who should be sorry. I didn't mean to ramble at you like this. You're shouldering a far heavier burden than I am right now. Another person's worries are the last thing you need. Even more so when my duty as a witch is to support you. I'm sure Grandmother and Celine would be very annoyed at me right now. You don't have anything to be sorry for. And honestly, all of your concerns make sense to me. I don't think anyone exists just to fulfill some arbitrary set of duties, especially you. You really think so? Sure, you're a witch, but that doesn't have to define who you are as a person. To us, you're Emma, our class president, and our friend, who also just happens to be a witch. Nobody gets to pick how they're born, but everyone deserves to choose how they want to live their life. I suppose you're right. So don't let being a witch force you into dedicating your life to fulfilling your duties or whatever. Focus on finding something that you want to do. We're all here to help you do that. You know that, right? You're not alone. I don't think anyone else in our class has figured out exactly how to live their life either. When you put it that way... There's no supposing about it, is there? You're right. Thank you, Rean. It might not be easy to find something I want to do for myself, but maybe it's time that I start thinking long and hard about it. If I run into any difficulties, though, you'll be the first person I come to for support. Whenever you need it, I'll be there. Whoa! What was that? Sorry about that, guys. Hey, I recognize you two. You guys came here from a field study one time with your other classmates, right? Hit the nail on the head, but mind explaining what those two tiny cars are? Actually, I think I remember seeing them during our field study too. These babies? They're a new kind of toy that we're developing. We're calling them Orbital Remote Controlled Cars. They're basically little cars that run on Orbital power that you can drive around with these radio frequency control devices. With things settling down here in Roar, we're off to test our new and improved ones all around town. That's some impressive technology. You replicated the look of the Reinford Company's Deluxe line of vehicles very well too. Oh, do you recognize them, Machias? With the number of cars on the roads of Heimdall, you start to recognize different models after a while. So I eventually decided to start doing some research into what each one had to offer. The Lux series was one of the ones that I found myself particularly fond of, so its name stuck in my mind. Huh, now that's a man with taste. If you can appreciate the beauty of these little babies, you're gonna go far in life. Actually, you're just the kind of guy who we'd like to give this thing a little test run. Are you serious? As serious as we've ever been. We want as many people playing with these things as possible, right? Oh, actually, it'd be great if you could grab another friend too. 3 people racing against each other wouldn't just be awesome, but would also provide us with some valuable data. Well, in that case, we'd be happy to play with your cars for you. And I already know who our third will be, though I'd hardly call him a friend. Wait, you're not thinking of... Yep, he was. Of all the things you could summon me out of the blue for, a toy car race. Still, it's not as though I have anything better to do. I accept your challenge. Ha! Smile while you still can. I expect you to give this your all too, Rean. Okay, if you insist. Well, now that you know the controls, the course will take you from here, round the front of the RF building, and to the top of the steps over near F. You're going to have to chase after your cars though, since the orbital waves have a limited range. Well then, shall we get started? Take your positions. Ready, set, go! Their cars left the starting line and the race of the century began. The race of the century! The 3 of them chased furiously after their cars, struggling to adjust to the unfamiliar controls. And as they finally neared the finish line, Eustace and Machias hit their competitive peak, each one desperate to claim victory, because you have to claim victory in the race of the century. Mind you, earlier in this game we had a race between Eustace and Rean to decide whether or not Eustace would join Class 7 again. But that is nothing compared to racing these little toy cars around in the race of the century. God, get the hell out of my way. Kneel before me, fool. Guys, calm down a bit or you're gonna... Oh. What? Impossible. And we have our winner. In first place, Rean Schwarzer. Seriously? It was a neck-and-neck race, but once they crashed their cars, Eustace and Machias didn't stand a chance. Looks like you got a bit carried away with the wheel there, fellas. That was careless of me. This is completely ridiculous. But we got some fantastic data thanks to you 3. We'll have to get this back to the lab and start brainstorming improvements right away. Great work, you guys. Thanks. The race complete, Eustace went back to whatever he was doing, and the researchers skipped off gleefully to the Institute. Whew, didn't expect that would end up being such a big thing. I'm a little flustered that I didn't manage to come in first. But if the whole thing cheered you up, I'd say it was well worth doing. Well, thanks, Machias. That means a lot. Hey, no need to make a big deal out of it. On a more pragmatic note, I can't see something like toy cars becoming very successful during wartime. Just another reason for us to fight for peace, I suppose. Yeah, that's a fight I'm sure we'll win. The fight for toy cars. Besides, if these things ever make it to the market, we can have another race. The race of the decade! Not quite as good as the century, but pretty close. Sounds good to me. Next time, I'm taking Eustace down. I guess the Eisengraph's pretty much stuck in Rohr Station for the time being. Well, better stuck than under the Alliance control, right? Now that I think about it, I never went and got what I left there a while ago. Maybe I should grab it before it starts running again. Maybe I should tag along. It'd be kind of cool to take a look around inside, too. Mind if I join you, Milliam? We didn't exactly get to look around last time we were in there, and to be honest, I'd kind of like to. I'm not stopping you. In the words of Fee, let's roll. They spoke to the RMP officers guarding the station, and were granted permission to step aboard the Eisengraph. Once inside, they went straight to the front carriage, and Milliam found what she was looking for on the engine room's dashboard. Oh, it's a stuffed bear. Pretty big one, too. He's awesome, isn't he? Gramps bought him for me a while back as a reward for completing a mission. He did? I'm having a hard time imagining Chancellor Osborne buying someone something so cute as a present. Yeah, guess he didn't seem like the type, huh? He probably bought it for me on a whim. Oh, I wasn't trying to suggest he was a cold-hearted person or anything. Hey, while we're here, you want to go do some exploring? I bet the chairs in here are way softer than any sofa you've ever tried. Sure, why not? Still, we're putting the RMP out, remember? We can't spend too long in here. Man, you weren't kidding. These really are comfy. It was a gift from the Emperor, though. It's no wonder that it'd be so ritzy. I know, right? I'm jealous of how much he got to use it, too. He got to live it up on his way to the conference in Crossbell. Oh yeah, Prince Olivert and Toa were on board for that trip, too. What's up? Nothing. I was just thinking about how this train's lost its master. The same way you, Captain Claire, and the other Ironbloods have. Oh, that's true. Guess he can't really live it up anymore if he's dead, huh? Nothing we can do about it, though. Crow outsmarted him, and that's that. Still, can't believe he actually managed to kill him. I wasn't expecting you to be able to talk about him so impartially. I mean, if you're upset about it, there's no need to force yourself not to let it show, you know? Why would I be? When Dad was shot by that Jaeger, I was beside myself with worry and anger. And the Chancellor was like a father to all of you, wasn't he? So I'm just saying there's no need to force yourself to seem happy. If you need a shoulder to cry on, Sorry, I really don't know what you mean. What's it even like to cry, anyway? What? What do you mean, what's it like to cry? Surely you've done it before, everyone has. I'm asking because I seriously don't know. Wait, you're serious? You've never cried? Not once? I guess not. I felt moved when reading books and felt kind of lonely when someone wasn't there anymore. But being so upset about something that tears come out of your eyes just seems kind of alien to me. How? She's never cried. Never? She's younger than the rest of us, but by her age, most people have done it more than they can count. Huh? What'd you go all quiet for? Are you still down about that stuff with B? Cheer up, okay? It's no fun if you're all gloomy like this. No, it's okay. I was just having a hard time processing what you were saying. I just want you to remember one thing. To all of us in Class 7, you're both a classmate and a friend. If anything were ever to happen to you, all of us would be incredibly upset. Enough to cry a lot, just remember that. Okay. I still don't know what you're trying to say, but I'll keep that in mind. I really like all of you guys too. And come on, with how reckless you are, you're gonna run into trouble way before I do. Fair point. I'll be careful. Oh, I love how she's got the bear now. She's so cute. I don't like Million very much in combat, but she is kind of a cute character. And the bear is so cute. I can't stop thinking about our field study here from earlier in the year. Sure, it was tough, but it was fun. And V was still alive. Yeah, even if we did think he died back at the mine. I'm guessing news of V's actual death has probably reached Crow by now. I wonder how he's taking it. Sorry, it was probably super insensitive of me to bring him up. Just try and cheer up, okay? Elliot's definitely worried about me. Maybe we should hang out for a while. I just got a great idea for something we can do together. Come with me, Rean. What's going on now? You'll find out soon enough. Let's go. Elliot dragged Rean into the Rhineford building, and after he borrowed a few things, Elliot dragged him right back out again. This sort of looks like the same kind of orbital guitar I used back at the festival. That's because it is. Both that and the keyboard were made by the Rhineford company. They're display models, but they said we could use them since playing them right out here would make for good advertising. Should be all tuned up now. I've already got permission too, so shall we get started? No! Dude, you already made me play at the tavern in Ymir. This is getting crazy. I am not a musician. I understand that you like music, but come on. Calm yourself down. Get started? Wait, you don't mean... I sure do. Let's play some music. Just you and me putting on a concert in the middle of the street. A concert of the century! Despite the sudden start, the two played with gusto, their focus entirely on both their instruments and the performance. A surprising number of Roar's residents had stopped to listen and clap for them too. All in all, it was a success. Whew, that was something. Impressive work, Rean. We were out of sync in a few spots, and we missed a note or two here and there. But it was fun, wasn't it? It was for me, at least. Yeah, it was fun. Just goes to show that music doesn't stop at giving strength to the listeners. The performers get some too, I guess. I was every bit as happy there as I was when we performed at the festival. I'm a little biased, but I'd say playing yourself is even more fun than listening, to be honest. That's probably one of the reasons I just can't seem to give music up. Thanks for inviting me to join you, Elliot. It wasn't really an invitation, more like being dragged, but whatever. This definitely helped cheer me up. You're very welcome. We'll have to do this again sometime if we can, with some time to practice, hopefully. Not just us either, the whole class, just like back at the festival. Yeah, forget the war. Let's just turn ourselves into a pop idol team group. I think that's a good idea. It'll be like a whole spin-off on the game. Persona does like the arena fighter games and the dance all night games. Well, F that stuff. Trails of Cold Steel. Music guitar game. Let's like hook it up to the Rock Band thing. And we can have like the little Rock Band guitar threads with like the button pushing timing thing on it. And like, You know, they could be like all rocking in the background. It'll be fantastic. Let's do it. That sounds great. I hope we get another chance to do something like that. Alrighty, I don't think anyone's gonna come barging in and disturbing us all the way out here. Yeah, I doubt it, but why did you bring me here in the first place? You told me not to forget my sword, so I'm guessing it's not a date. You've never been on a Sarah date. Wow. Anyway, I hope you're ready to get all hot and heavy with me as we pour ourselves into no-holds-barred combat training. Are you kidding me? And this time, I'm not going to hold anything back, so you'd better be ready. I want you to fight me like your life depends on it. Because you can lead this little excursion one of two ways. Walking with your head held high, or on a stretcher. Ugh. I don't know what brought this on, but I can see this isn't one of your usual gags. In that case, I accept your challenge. You'll get only my best today. So began their intense battle. True to her word, Sarah came at Rean with all the fury of a raging storm. Despite bringing the best of his skill to bear, he was just barely able to withstand her assault. Ugh, how are you so strong? So this is what it's like when you're not pulling your punches, huh? Damn straight. The world's not a nice place. It's not a fair place. But I fought tooth and nail for my place in it anyway. The world takes from me too. I've almost lost count of how many irreplaceable things it's taken from me. So many friends, allies. I don't even have a homeland to call my own now. Instructor? But I did whatever I had to do to keep on living no matter what. And I stand before you now as the sum of all those ugly, painful experiences. Life will knock you down over and over again. But if you rise up just one more time, that makes you the victor. That's something I keep believing, and seeing you students give it your all has only strengthened that belief. That's why I've decided that everything life has taught me in the School of Hard Knocks, I'm going to teach you. Not through words, or lessons, or fancy platitudes, but through battle. I'm ready to learn. You might have gotten the better of me before, but I'm ready for round 2 anytime. Attaboy. Let's not waste time chit-chatting then. You ready? They resumed their battle, and the intense training continued. The battle of the century! Rean focused everything on the fight, fending off Instructor Sarah's onslaught as best he could. And after a long, difficult fight... Looks like neither of us has the energy to go another round. I guess we'll have to call this one a draw. But at the very least, I'd say we got in some good training. Well fought, Rean. It's kind of scary how strong you are, though. It was all I could do to keep you at bay. I didn't even get a proper hit on you in the end. You could have, though. All you would have had to do is fire up that power of yours. And you should have, since, you know, I specifically told you to fight like your life depended on it. But, just messing with you. But that consideration you always show for others is part of what makes you strong. I know you're still beating yourself up over what happened yesterday, and that's totally understandable. But at the end of the day, you gotta get past it and move on. No one can do that for you. But you will, though I have no doubt about that. So just keep your chin up and gaze forward, I guess. Thanks, Instructor. I'll try at least. A lot of people are counting on me, and I don't want to let them down.